How awkward they fucking make it look. So now we have a stare at contest. I got white people that came out just to stare at me. That's why I mean mug me. I don't know. I just replicate the feeling by just staring at it back to back. Yeah. I don't know, bro. This is what you do, right? You disrespect. Yeah, and then somewhere, I don't know. They want to suck my dick or something like that. Yeah. So you just rub it into their face or something. Oh, I like the females also. They're always the most aggressive one also, like the white ones. Yo, that hatred that they got. You can tell in their face that they're just waiting to explode. But at the same time, like I said again, this is the US of them. That's vastly different. So you make them look stupid into my office for sure. Yeah. Like I said, by the end of the day, that was the snitches over here. That worked for the military family. That was overseas. Yeah, fucking up businesses on this business side. Nah, they were getting people killed, and by the time they were done over here, they were kidnapping their own on the space here. And the worst over here would have been the black snitch that worked for the feds. Yeah, the most disgusting one over here. That for other reasons we're not gonna take my testimony, nothing like that. That nigga went on to work with the white people and then bypassed the entire justice system to go off and help them fucking kill me on the fucking space here. My own fucking kind, but this one over here is somewhat different. Because most likely you probably fall under the Arab houses over here within the African sector as one of the slaves within one of the epic center over here from the billionaire clubs that they got with some of the black ones. Right, so you can never trust that system itself. Cause so again, no, so I never let the white hole get inside my head because of the fact that if I let it get inside my head, whatever is going on in between the Arabs and the other black Muslims. Yeah, we're fucking going off like let the whole kill the black diaspora and then let the Arabs go off like sound like genocide a black group and like someone enslaved them with their own group on especially. So I say you have to be very careful into that space here because they're going to insert so many of their spies over here that are super rich and they're going to come to like so much propaganda on the space here, but the pressure is much more weak than what it was across Asia, because in the Asian sector they have the cheap Asian Muslims slaves that they have that go off and do their things for them, like the surfer caste system on especially. Yeah, so you have to be very careful with the Asian itself, because sometimes you don't know that the Asians themselves are part of the Islamic State. They'll go off and work for an Arab house over there, and they're gonna look just like that. Into more specific, they won't be all progressive. They won't be in the art space because they're rich. Within some of their families on especially, so they're like the spoiled kids that go off and have access to things, and they're able to travel overseas while they slave back home, get to like stay in that position over here. Yeah, they make sure that the slaves get to like be in the streets and they can't afford nothing and they just die and exist for like them from the station while they go off and like they pretend to like be about liberty, all that stuff left up. So by the time they choke out or they kill their own slaves, especially outside, they are here into my own territory, go out to like live a good life and go out to like some be in my politics, go out to be free, protest, all that stuff left out, and then back home into their own space outside. They're like a dictatorship with their own system over there that go out suppress and oppress the caste system and their own slaves. Yeah, they will go off like carry out the tattoo, the art, all that stuff left on outside, and by the time they're done, I say again, they dress just like the punks on the space because of the fact that in the space they're the rich kids that go off like be spoiled on the space. So that's how they get to bag so many hoes inside the space like selling the caste system, and they get the hoes from like the poor niggas on the space that go off and like look to a space to escape. And then they bring them back inside that space to go off on some camouflage with the chicks around the space, but they move as a military diaspora on the space. No, I maintain my support for Sudan as a black person over here. Yeah, so that's what made me immune to that group over here that go off and participate into the security state. So once they get to own the entire Oriental Space Security State with like the billions of dollars, they're going to own a police network that's going to be there as like a special unit. So sometimes a chick like that over here that go off and look like she's a drug dealer, yeah, it's like a special police that's rich. And there's some of the group over here that's just doing spying to go off and see if she can catch like other groups within their own nation that try to go off like someone usurp their own economy and their own system on the special side. So don't mind whatever they're doing over here. Like I said again, that's like a Muslim stuff that they will try to go about, like go off like talk about unity under the Muslim house, but pay attention to what's going on in Sudan. Yeah, so that shit is so fake, man. Especially I don't let the other black Muslim kids or like other people on the space go off and tell me that they love white people on the fucking space where I got other black people going out to like someone busting out in the face of a thing that they just fucking fuck right in front of their white kid around the space and post it over the internet for all to see. So I know where the hatred is at, because of the fact that I look with like the real black supremacists around the space here. Not that thing over here that try to go off like pretend that it's proper for like entertainment, because of the fact that it cannot hide his emotion on the space based on like the psychopathy and the lust that he has to go off and steal gold from Sudan and like engage into a military activity and genocide them because that space is that. So you know that region, that conflict, I tell you, you know the psychopath for like the love system over here for like some of the Muslims on the space. Yeah, because when you get to see some of the videos of like how they kidnap people and go off and torture them with a big smile on their face and all that stuff like that, you saw they got that little boy around, they were smiling, all that stuff like that. That's what they refer to as love, and then we try to go off and decapitate the little boy into my office. That's the psychosis into like all psychopathy into my space. Yeah, so I said I navigate around that, and then I'm surprised that my own state over here under certain senators and corrupted people are like so dumb. Yeah. No, because I didn't talk about Hebrew Israelites over the internet. The Hebrew Israelite thing was only on my phone over here privately when I was in Europe. Yeah, well, I'll go off on like some of the YouTube channel to go off like see what the what gospel they were giving on, especially. And then that group over here was like secretly spying on my phone. And then they violated the constitutional right of the person to privacy law. And then they wanted to like someone bring religion into the space and dive into blasphemy. And then Richard as a group, they wanted to hunt down the person for like someone practicing a religion that's related to like ethnicities. Yeah, when you want to retain your origin on the space. So I didn't invite the black girl over here down and go off and remove her blackness on the space to go off like someone make love with like a young girlfriend on the space. Yeah, now I kept that away from her. I kept it private inside my own space here. She and her friend are the ones that broke inside my house here into my phone, and they wanted to see that I'm a Hebrew Israelite over here. I go off on like someone preach hate against the white devil, all that stuff. I talk myself privately inside my phone over here. Myself. I did it correctly under the Constitution of the United States. I did my racism and my religion correctly inside my own house on my private phone. I kept it to myself. These people broke too, and eventually they wanted to like someone see my content. They felt offended, and by the time they went down over here, they conducted a riot, and they wanted to employ it into a method that wanted to harm other people and the kids, and someone wanted to try to kill others around the space here. So they were committed to a murder around the space here. There's multiple victims, and that was all endorsed and done for by a system that failed initially, that was supposed to protect privacy. Yeah, the system itself. So the Navy fucked up big time, and then eventually they blamed it on me, specifically to go off on like they told everybody I pissed off everybody by watching Hebrew Israelite videos on my phone over there privately. Yeah, so I stick to the Constitution of the United States under certain doctrine. And I said by the end of the day, I'm the real American over here that practices the Constitution of the United States properly. And then the other ones over here, they're not proper Americans. I don't know what type of Americans they are for not following the Constitution properly. The Constitution should have been the first page that they should have read into my office specifically, but apparently the Constitution is something that they teach in school anymore. So probably the only ones that are Americans are the ones that follow the Constitution and go off and read it and sing the gospel and all that stuff. So I said by the end of the day, remember, real American, they follow the Constitution, everything about it specifically. Fake Americans, yeah, they just like trash all the things. They go off and trash everything. They go off and fucking be the trashiest culture you can imagine on earth. And you navigate around it. And then by the time you're done over there, you don't worry about certain things that say to certain faces. You just talk Constitution on the side of you. And then your brothers over here will go off and relate that message and that passion about the Constitution of the United States. Not a fake one over here.